Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV in conjunction with Colfax High School presents Viking Pregame. A look at today's Colfax Vikings Girls Game. And now, Viking Pregame.
Good evening and welcome to the NLWN-TV studio. I'm Rick Olson, and tonight we're going to bring you the regular season finale to the 2025-2026 girls high school basketball season. It's the 19-4 Colfax Vikings, who are the Dunn-St Croix Conference champions with a 15-0 conference record, travel to Clear Lake High School to take on the 10-13 Clear Lake Warriors, who are 6-9 in the Dunn-St Croix Conference. The Vikings are coming off a disappointing 57-48 non-conference loss to the Fall Creek Crickets on Monday night, while the Warriors defeated the Osceola Chieftains 52-38 on Tuesday night. Now, coming up in this edition of Viking Pregame, we'll take a look at tonight's matchup between the Clear Lake Warriors and the Colfax Vikings. Then we'll get the coach's perspective as we talk with Viking assistant coach Carly Kittleson on Coach's Corner. Following that, we'll take a look around the Dunn-St Croix Conference to see where things stand as we prepare to wrap up the conference season. Finally, we'll send it out to Clear Lake High School, where we'll bring you all the action of tonight's game between the Colfax Vikings and the Clear Lake Warriors. So it's time to get ready for some exciting high school girls basketball. All that coming up right after this brief timeout as you're tuned to Viking Pregame on NLWN-TV.
Mom was always organized, but she started forgetting to pay her bills on time.
And she'd buy the same gifts over and over.
Telling the girls about my Alzheimer's diagnosis was really hard.
At first we had our cries, but then we were like, okay, let's make a plan.
Early detection gave us time to adapt together.
It's so important for you to think about what you can do and making the most of what you have.
If you or your family are noticing changes, it could be Alzheimer's. Talk about seeing a doctor together.
Welcome back to Viking Pregame. Well, we're getting ready to bring you tonight's girls game featuring the Clear Lake Warriors and the Dunn-St Croix Conference champion Colfax Vikings. The Vikings are coming off a 57-48 non-conference loss to the Fall Creek Crickets on Monday night, while the Warriors defeated the Osceola Chieftains in a non-conference matchup 52-38, and that was on Tuesday night. In the Vikings' loss to Fall Creek, the Vikings got off to a sluggish start and dug themselves a deep hole in the first half. They battled back in the second half to within 2 points, but just couldn't get over the top. Now, leading the way scoring for the Vikings in that effort was senior Sierra Shipman, who hit on 3 of her 5 field goals from three-point range and went 2 for 3 from the free throw line for 15 points. Back out high to Shipman. She puts it up. She hit the 3. Sierra Shipman with the 3. She was followed by senior Jordan Bovey, who scored on 3 shots from the floor, including a 3-pointer, and added 4 free throws for 11 points. Gets it to Bovey. Got the ball knocked loose, but she got it back. Launches a 3. She hit the 3. Bryn Sikora also contributed 9 points, 3 first-half field goals, and 3 free throws. Tried to go up, had nowhere to go, finally got the ball out to Sikora, drives the baseline, puts the shot up, she got it to go and drew the foul. The Clear Lake Warriors are one of those teams that appear to be struggling but have shown the ability to pull off the upset from time to time. They are currently 10-13 overall and 6-9 in the Dunn-St Croix Conference. Now, earlier this season, the Vikings topped the Warriors 60-42 in Colfax. Leading the way for the Warriors in scoring this season has been junior guard Alyssa Burbach, who is shooting over 30% from the floor and 80% from the free throw line, while averaging 10.5 points per game. She's followed by freshman guard Natalie Arcand, who's averaging over 7 points per game. Burbach is also leading the Warriors in rebounding, pulling down 7.5 rebounds per game, while sophomore Taryn Niles is grabbing over 5 boards per game. Now for the Vikings thus far this season, the leading scorer is Jordan Bovey, who's averaging 17.5 points per game. She's being followed by Sierra Shipman at nearly 12 points per game and Bryn Sikora at 9.5 per game. On the boards for the Vikings, leading the way is Bryn Sikora, who's pulling down nearly 7 rebounds per game, while Clara Hajdukovic is grabbing over 6.5 boards per game, and Sierra Shipman is gathering in another 5 per game. Now coming up next, following this timeout, we'll get the coach's perspective as we chat with Viking assistant coach Carly Kittleson on Coach's Corner. You're tuned to Viking Pregame on NLWN-TV.
You're not going to get it all right. Just make sure you nail the big stuff, like making sure your kids are in the right seat for their age and size. Get it right at nhtsa.gov/the right seat.
Time now to see what the coaches have to say. It's Coach's Corner, what they look at tonight's game from the coach's point of view. And now, Coach's Corner.
Once again, today we're talking with Viking assistant coach Carly Kittleson. And coach, in just a few minutes, the Dunn-St. Croix champion Colfax Vikings are going to wrap up their 2025-2026 regular season when they take on the Clear Lake Warriors. But before we get to that, on Monday, the Vikings suffered a tough non-conference loss to the Fall Creek Crickets. Your comment about that performance?
We just didn't do the little things right, things that, throughout most of the season we've been doing a good job with. We were standing straight up on defense. We didn't really move to help. You can't just stick a hand in. So we just weren't very sharp on those just fundamentals and skills that you just need to be solid in.
And maybe that game could have served as a type of wake-up call and the shock into the system to get the Vikings back to where they've been all season so that they're ready for the upcoming playoffs.
Yeah, absolutely. You just can't show up to, a game and expect that you're going to get the win. You have to come ready to play every game. So it definitely was a great learning experience, and hopefully the girls learn from it and will rebound in our game against Clear Lake and be back to playing, higher level, Colfax basketball.
Now the Vikings in that game against Fall Creek came out of the chutes somewhat sluggish. How much of that can be attributed to the rapid-fire set of games that they were completing, that streak of games, and or the accomplishment of earning the conference title along with securing the number 1 seed in the upcoming playoffs? A lot of things were weighing on some pretty young minds. Your thoughts about that?
Maybe a little bit with the busy week before, but, we do, if we don't have a game, we do still practice every day. So, you are using your legs every day, regardless of game or whatnot. It's just, like I said, you just have to come ready to play. And we just didn't come out very sharp. We didn't have that urgency like we have. And you need that. You have to play 2 good halves. You can't just play the second half. Second half, we did play better defense, but unfortunately we didn't play good enough defense in the first half to help us secure a win.
Now tonight, the Vikings take on the Clear Lake Warriors in the final regular season game of the season. And there's an opportunity here to finish with an undefeated conference record. Now, earlier this year, the Vikings defeated the Warriors 60-42 in Colfax. What can you tell us about the Warriors? What might be different this time around?
Well, I'm hoping that will be different, as we just had too many turnovers last time we played. I think we had 17 turnovers. So we need to value the ball and take better care of it. They, one of their I think Burbach, I think is her name. She's averaging about 10. And then the Arcan girl is averaging about 7. So we just have to be ready to play. And when we are in our help defense, even if you're not involved in the play, you have to be down in a stance. So then you can react to when help is needed. Definitely just need to play team defense, and hopefully things, will turn out our way.
Well, Coach Kittleson, since we are wrapping up the regular season tonight, could you take a moment and talk about this team and their progress and the goals achieved and what's next?
Yeah, they're incredible girls. Like we've talked about all year, the 5 seniors are great leaders. They've played a lot of ball together, which really helps to where they are now. And, we, like anybody, we hope to be playing in, mid-March. And so we got to take it one game at a time and hopefully get that win against Clear Lake to be undefeated in conference. And then continue with that, playing on a high note and doing well.
Well, Coach Kittleson, as the season wraps up, we here at NLWN-TV want to thank both you and Coach Serrar for taking the time out of your busy days to meet and talk with us a little bit about girls basketball all season long. So thank you for that.
Well, and thank you to you, for supporting and doing this for the program.
And Coach Kittleson, good luck on tonight's game. Hopefully we can wrap up the regular season in style and head off to the WIA playoffs.
That would be great. Thank you.
You've been listening to Coach's Corner, with a look at tonight's game from the coach's point of view. This has been a presentation of the Northern Light Webcasting Network.
Emma, did you hear?
Todd's in the hospital.
Who's Todd? He got a collapsed lung from vaping. He thought it was cool.
Not cool.
Promise you won't vape, Emma. It can lead to a lifelong addiction, and we can't be friends if your lungs collapse.
Bogus.
Wacky sitcom teens aren't the best people to talk to your kid about vaping.
Hey, you got a minute?
You are. Start the conversation with your child about vaping today.
Welcome back to Viking Pregame. Tonight, the Vikings will try to get back on the winning track as they wrap up the regular season. The Vikings are coming off a 57-48 non-conference loss to the Fall Creek Crickets on Monday night. Now, on Monday, the Dunn-St Croix Conference saw 3 non-conference games as well as 2 conference games. Those conference games included the Mondovi Buffaloes defeating the Spring Valley Cardinals 55-48, and the Elmwood Plum City Wolves topping the Chautauqua Weyerhaeuser Bulldogs 49-42. In non-conference action, it was the Vikings being defeated by the Fall Creek Crickets 57-48, while the Elk Mound Mounders came away with a 43-35 win over the Durand, Arkansas Panthers. And the Boyceville Bulldogs topped the Prairie Farm Clayton Bearcats 67-50. Then on Tuesday, the conference saw another conference game and 2 more non-conference games. In conference play, it was the Glenwood City Hilltoppers being defeated by the Durand, Arkansas Panthers 42-20. In non-conference action, the Mondovi Buffaloes topped the Gale Ettrick Trempealeau Redhawks 57-47, while the Clear Lake Warriors defeated the Osceola Chieftains 52-38. Now that leaves the Dunn-St Croix Conference standings as follows. The Vikings have now clinched the Dunn-St Croix Championship with a 15-0 record. Only 2 games behind them are the 13-2 Durand, Arkansas Panthers. The 11-4 Boyceville Bulldogs sit in 3rd, while 4th place are the Mondovi Buffaloes at 9-7, and 5th place are the Spring Valley Cardinals at 7-8. The Clear Lake Warriors are in 6th, with the Glenwood City Hilltoppers tied with the Elmwood Plum City Wolves for 7th, and in 9th we find the Chautauqua Weyerhaeuser Bulldogs. Tonight, the Dunn-St Croix Conference closes out its 2025-2026 girls basketball season. In addition to the Vikings traveling to Clear Lake to face the Clear Lake Warriors, the Durand, Arkansas Panthers will host the Chetek-Weyerhaeuser Bulldogs. It will be the Boyceville Bulldogs welcoming the Elmwood Plum City Wolves to Boyceville, and the Glenwood City Hilltoppers will head on over to Spring Valley to face the Cardinals. Now tonight, the Vikings are looking to finish off their regular season with an undefeated conference record along with their conference championship. So the stage is set for some exciting girls high school basketball, and we'll have all the action for you right here on NLWN-TV. Now in just a moment, we'll send it out to Clear Lake High School as we bring you all of the action of tonight's girls game between the Colfax Vikings and the Clear Lake Warriors. Now since this is the final regular season game for the Viking girls, we would be remiss if we didn't mention what an honor it has been to bring you this exciting season of Colfax Viking Girls Basketball. We'd like to thank the Colfax schools, the administration, coaches, and the girls who played so hard all season, and especially you, the fans, because you are the ones who make this all worthwhile. So, don't go anywhere, because we have coming up next Viking Girls Basketball, and you've been tuned to Viking Pregame on NLWN-TV.
You've done the hard part. You quit smoking. Now do the easy part and get scanned for lung cancer. If you smoked, you may still be at risk, but early detection could save your life. Talk to your doctor and learn more at savedbythescan.org.
You've been tuned to Viking Pregame with a look at today's Colfax Vikings girls game. This has been a presentation of the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV. Stay tuned. Coming up next is live Colfax Viking basketball.
When tech goes on the fritz and frustration kicks in, Sladen's technology where you trust he can. From nowhere to backups, we've got what you need. Call us up, we'll plant the seed. Sladen's on the way, your heroes in disguise. For businesses large and small, we're the ultimate prize. 715-864-2833, give the IT help you desire. Call 715-864-2833 today.
The Northern Light Webcasting Network along with NLWN-TV proudly presents Colfax Viking Girls Basketball.
Vikings rise! We're making our claim, battling hard, igniting the flame.
Join us all season long, right here, as we bring you the Colfax Viking Girls while they battle their way through the Dunn-St Croix Conference.
From inside and out, we're hitting those shots. Keep the winning spirit, give all we've got.
Now, out to the gym in tonight's Colfax Viking Girls game.
Together as one, we'll conquer it
And good evening and welcome to Clear Lake High School. Rick Olson with you along with Jason Nichols on the camera tonight. John Fellons keeping the numbers for us. And Shauna Ponte making sure everything runs straight, keeping us all the way we're supposed to be, as we're getting ready to bring you Colfax Vikings against the Clear Lake Warriors. One of the big goals, there are two big ones tonight. One of them is that the Vikings are hoping to finish their conference season with an unbeaten record, and we also have Jordan Bovey within 22 points of scoring 1,000 points for her high school career. But we are just about to start with the national anthem. We're going to turn it over to the public address system.
In honor of our country and those who fought for our freedom, as the Coolidge Pep Band, under the direction of Mr. Josiah Vitalis, plays our national anthem. Ladies and gentlemen, please remember Clear Lake High School, Colfax High School, and NLWN-TV required good sportsmanship at education-based sporting events. Attendance at interscholastic activities is a privilege with the expectation to exhibit positive and respectful behavior. For the enjoyment and respect of all in attendance, your cooperation in demonstrating the high ideals of sportsmanship is expected and greatly appreciated. And now introducing tonight's starting lineups for the Colfax Vikings, number 12, senior Jordan Bovee. Number 24, sophomore Nichols. Number 30, senior Sierra Shipman. Number 34, senior Brantley Sakura. And number 44, senior Clara Hadukovic. Starting tonight for the Clear Lake Warriors, number 5, junior.
So there's the starting lineups for tonight's game. Once again for the Clear Lake Warriors: Nora Burr, Alyssa Burback, Tara Niles, Natalie Arkand, and Violet Wood. For the Vikings is Jordan Bovee, Lyric Nichols, Sierra Shipman, Bryn Sikora, and Clara Hadukovic. Hadukovic is going to be jumping center for the Vikings. And stepping into the center circle for the Clear Lake Warriors is Violet Wood. Vikings clad in their red road uniforms, and they will be moving from right to left. And the Warriors in their home whites, trimmed in blue, going from left to right. Ball goes up. Tip is controlled by the Warriors. They feed it down on the right side. That's Burback. They get it back out to the top of the key. Arkand with it. Feeds it over to the right side to Burback. Tries to get it down underneath. Ball got tipped. It goes out of bounds. It'll be Viking ball. Bryn Sikora feeds it over to Bovee and then over to Nichols to Hadukovic. Shot goes up, no good. Rebound taken down by Wood for the Warriors. They bring it down the floor. Natalie Arkand feeds it into the lane. Wood tries to put it up, it's no good. And it goes out of bounds off of Violet Wood, and the Vikings will have it. Bovee with the ball across the timeline. On the right side, feeds it down to Shipman on the right wing. To Sikora, tries to get down to the baseline, off her hands and out of bounds. So Alyssa Burback to inbound the ball. Vikings with full court pressure. Natalie Arkand has it. Being guarded by Nichols, feeds it over to Niles. Niles up across the floor to the left side. Shot goes up by Wood, no good. Rebound by Sikora, and she got tied up. A jump ball and the possession arrow in favor of the Vikings. Ball comes into Bovee. Takes it across the timeline to Shipman. Shipman drives down the left side. Back out high to Bovee. Takes it into the lane. Jump shots up. It's good! Jordan Bovee draws first blood in tonight's game. Violet Wood with the ball. She got it over to Arcand on the left side. She's high, wide, and left to the top of the key. Feeds it over to Niles. Niles hands it off to Wood, to Arcand. Arcand at the free throw line. Gives it over to Burback, who lost it, but it went off of, I think it was Sikora's foot, and out of bounds. So the Warriors stay inbound. And the pass goes out of bounds, and it'll go to the Vikings on the baseline because it was never touched by anybody. So Bryn Sikora inbound. She sends it into Bovey. Bovey brings it down across the timeline. Between the circles. Over to the left side of the lane. Sikora to the right elbow. Down to Hajdukovic. She missed the ball. It goes out of bounds. It'll be Viking ball. It was tipped that time by Alyssa Burback. So Shipman to inbound. Gets it out to Sikora. Free throw line extended right. Takes it out to the top of the key. Now circles back to the right. To Bovey. Takes it down to the right corner. Guarded closely down there and gets it out to Shipman. She was guarded by Niles. Hands it off to Bovey. Clear Lake switches, and Bovey spins on the left side of the lane, and she took an extra step. Dragged the pivot foot as she was looking for somebody to pass it to. So Clear Lake to inbound. Burback sends it in, and they've got a cross-court pass to Burback across the timeline. And they get it down into the corner to Burr. She puts up a three-pointer, no good. Rebound by Hajdukovic. Passes a little bit long, chased down by Arcand. Arcand gets it over to Burback on the right side. Takes it to the free throw line. Hands it off to Niles. Niles down the right side of the lane, lays it off the glass and in. All tied at 2 with 15:10 to go in the first half. Nichols with a three. Pass tipped by Sikora. Burback with it. She's double teamed way down deep, and we're gonna get a foul on Sikora. That's the first foul on anybody tonight. So the Warriors get the ball up across the timeline. Burback on the dribble, takes it into the lane, feeds it over to the left side. They get it out to the wing. Three-point shot is up and good by Taryn Niles. We're all tied at 5. Bovey with it, high, wide, and right. And the pass was intended for Sikora, but she was going to set a screen and never saw the ball coming, and it went out of bounds. Checking in for the Vikings, we have Hurlbert and Widener and Acker checking in. Burback to inbound. She got it into Arcand between the circles, over to the right side to Burback. Burback on the right wing. Feeds it into the lane to Wood. Back out high. That's Arcand. Over to Burback on the right side. Takes it into the lane. Feeds it underneath. Shot goes up, no good. Rebound being fought for, out of bounds. It'll be Viking ball off the Warriors.
Addison Warner in for Clear Lake.
Checking in for Clear Lake is Addie Warner. Nichols with the ball, feeds it over to the right side to Widener, to the free throw line. Tries to get it down underneath to Sikora. Ball got knocked away, and the Warriors come down with it. Feeding it over to Wood. Shot goes up, no good. Rebound tied up, and we're going to get a foul. And Foul's going to be on Layla Hurlburt, I believe. Yes. First foul on Hurlburt and second team foul on the Vikings. Shot goes up. That's good. This is Tara Niles at the line. Clear Lake 6, Vikings 5. Second shot on the way. In and out, no good. Rebound tipped, out of bounds. It'll be Vikings ball. Nichols with the ball. Across the timeline, over on the right side. Comes back up between the circles, launches a three. She hit the three! Lyric Nichols with a three. That's 6 points for Nichols. 8-6 Vikings on top. Arcand with it. Gets it over to the near side. That's Warner. They feed it down underneath. It's out of bounds, and it'll go to the Vikings. Vikings keeping the lane pretty well bottled up. Lyric Nichols across the timeline. Over to the left side to Alexa Widener. Takes it to the free throw line. Out to Hurlburt. She launches a three. It's off the iron. No good. Rebound taken down by Wood. And she dishes it off. And they bring it across the timeline. Warner with the ball now on the right side. Out to Wood. She gets it over to Niles. Niles hands it off to Burr. Burr then to Arcand. Arcand with it on the right side, feeds it down underneath to Burr. Her shot's overlaid, and the Vikings come away with it. Widener had the rebound. Gives it to Nichols, top of the key, takes it in the lane. She lays it up. She got fouled. One of the things that I notice about Lyric Nichols is she will drive the ball into the lane even if there's traffic, because then when she goes up, if the ball doesn't go in, she's liable to still draw a foul and get a shot from the line. First one's on the way. That one rims out. And while we wait for the second, we get a timeout. And with a timeout on the floor, it's Vikings 8 and the Warriors 6, and you're tuned to Viking basketball on NLWN-TV.
When you have that craving for a home-cooked meal the way Mom used to make it, rest assured, you can still get that meal by going to Mom's Restaurant and Pub in Colfax. Mom's is open daily, serving breakfast and lunch, and don't forget dinner on Friday nights with Mom's famous fish fry. The coffee is always hot, the breakfast is always delicious, and lunch will put a smile on your face and in your stomach. 225 Bremer Avenue, Colfax. Call 715-962-4617. That's Mom's Restaurant and Pub.
We're back here at Clear Lake High School. Vikings on top, 8-6, 12-18 to go in the first half. Lyric Nichols at the line for her second of two free throws. And the shot's on the way. That one's good. 9-6, Vikings on top. Checking in for the Vikings is Barbovian Shipman. Burback inbounds the ball. She gets it into Niles. Niles up the left side. Gets it back to Warner. Warner passes it across the timeline to Burback on the left. Feeds it down underneath to Wood. Lays it up. It doesn't go. Rebound taken down by Sikora. Looking down the floor to Bovey. She pulls back and lets traffic settle down to Shipman to Hajdukovic. Takes it into the lane. 8-footer up, and it's good. Clara Hajdukovic with two. Burback with the ball. They get it out high, wide, and right now to Warner. She hands it off to Niles. Back out to Warner on the right side. Warner to the top of the key. Over to the left side to Burback. Drives down inside the arc to Wood. Shots up, blocked by Hajdukovic. Putback is no good, and rebound comes to the Vikings. Sikora brings it quickly down on the left side to Hajdukovic. Back out to Sikora, out to the top of the key to Shipman. Three-pointer. She hit the three. Sierra Shipman with the three. Quickly down the floor, Wood has it. She gets it out to Niles. Then they get it down into the corner. That's Warner. Brings it back out high. Over to the left side to Niles. Niles down the baseline. She puts it up and in. Taryn Niles with two. Bovey with the ball. Out in the center circle. Letting things set up. To Sikora, to Bovey on the baseline. Gets it out to Acker, out to Shipman. Puts up the three. She hit the three again. Sierra Shipman, 6 quick points on three-pointers. Burback with the ball on the left side. She spins, takes it into the lane. Puts the shot up. It's no good, but she got fouled. So she's going to go to the line. The foul's going to be on Bovey. I think Bovey got the worst of that one. I think she got chopped in the jaws that time in the process. So maybe her jaw committed the foul. Alyssa Burback. Shot goes up. It's good. Checking in for the Warriors is Nora Burr and Natalie Arcand. Second shot on the way. That one's also good. Vikings 17, Clear Lake Warriors 10. Pass comes into Hajdukovic. Get it over to Bovey across the timeline. Bovey between the circles. Feeds it to the left elbow. That's Sikora. Out to Shipman. Puts up a she did it a third time. And tying it up, Bovey grabs onto the ball along with Alyssa Burback. So jump ball. Possession arrow in favor of the Warriors. Vikings on top, 20-10. Burback gets it into Warner. Warner in the backcourt, feeds it forward to Arcand, down into the corner. Shot goes up, no good. Put back shot, no good. And Burback, falling over, loses the ball to Sikora, to Bovey, puts it up and in. 22-10, Jordan Bovey with 4. Warner with the ball. And they feed it over to Arcand. They lost the ball out of bounds, so the Vikings have it. 9:01 to go in the first half. Bovey brings the ball across the timeline. Takes it into the lane. Gets it out to Shipman. Shipman figures that's too close to shoot. Gets it out to Nichols. Nichols outside the arc. Gives it to Bovey. Bovey backs up, then comes back into the lane. She lays it up. She puts it in. And down the floor come the Warriors. And the pass goes off the leg. I think it went off the leg of Shipman. So the Warriors to inbound, Burback to pass it in. She gets it. We get a lot of pushing and shoving, and I think we're going to get Sikora with a foul. We do. That's the second foul on Bryn Sikora. 4th team foul on the Vikings. And coming in is Layla Hurlbert. And we're going to get a whistle, and on the inbound pass, Jordan Bovey stuck her foot out, and it hit her foot. So the Warriors get it in. Shot goes up, no good by Wood. Rebound scramble for on the floor. It's still loose, and we get it tied up. Jump ball, possession arrow in favor of the Warriors. And again, the ball goes off the foot of Bovey. Maybe she should have been a soccer player. She makes a pretty darn good basketball player, though. Ball comes around to the top, and then over to the left side to Arcand. Down into the corner. Going up, shot's no good. We get a whistle and a foul underneath. I think it's going to be on Bovey. It is. That'll be her second. 15 foul on the Vikings, and it's going to send Alyssa Burbeck to the line for 2. Shot goes up, but it's off the back of the iron, no good. Addie Acker checking in for Bovey. Second shot on the way. That one's good. Vikings ahead, 24-11. Nichols with the ball. She comes across the timeline on the right side. Takes it to the top of the key, over to Hajdukovic on the right wing. Back out high to Acker. Acker over to Nichols. She takes it and lays it up, puts it in. 9 points for Lyric Nichols. Burbeck with the ball. She's high, wide, and right. Takes it to the free throw line. Hands it off, going into the lane, puts the shot up, rims around and out. That shot was by Taryn Niles, and it was off the Vikings as it went out of bounds. Pass comes in to Burr. Gets it out to Niles, then to Burbeck in the right corner. Back out to the top of the key to Arcand, then to Burbeck, shots up no good, and we get a rebound by Nichols, and she got fouled. Foul is going to be on Violet Wood. That's her first, and the second team foul on the Clear Lake Warriors. Nichols across the timeline with it. Feeds it over to the left side to Shipman, three-pointer. In and out, no good. Arcand with it at the top of the key. Swings over to the right side. Gets it to Burbeck down in the right corner. Comes inside the arc. Feeds it back outside to Wood. Down on the left side and then back out to Arcand. High, wide, and left. To Burbeck, between the circles, pass intercepted by Nichols, and across the timeline. Thought about the three, didn't take it. Handed off to Hurlbert, back out to Shipman. Shipman drives the right side of the lane, lays it up, puts it in. And we get a timeout on the floor. With 6:25 to go, it's the Vikings 28, Warriors 11, and you're tuned to Viking Basketball on NLWN-TV.
Get in touch with the roots of the Chippewa Valley at the Chippewa Valley Museum, located in Eau Claire's Carson Park, with a mission of connecting people to their community and inspire curiosity. From reinventing the Chippewa Valley, a century of change in farm life, the Farmhouse Theater, along with the Wisconsin Logging Museum and Logging Camp. Also, the Chippewa Valley Museum features special temporary exhibits and traveling exhibits, as well as web exhibits. The Chippewa Valley Museum is open Tuesdays through Saturdays. Call for more information at 715-834-7871.
And I want to remind you that coming up at the Chippewa Valley Museum on February 28th is the annual Folk Arts Festival. You can get yourself tattooed, or you can learn about sourdough bread making, or maybe enjoy some live music from a Grammy-nominated artist, and you can do that all in the same afternoon. Call the Chippewa Valley Museum for more information at 715-834-7871. Warriors inbound the ball. Arcand with it in the backcourt, being guarded by Shipman. Up across the timeline. Now she's picked up by Hurlburt. She's out between the circles. Takes it over to the right side. Now cross court back over to Wood. Wood gets it out to Warner. Warner at the top of the key. Back over to Wood on the left side. Wood down to the baseline. And then back out to Warner. Long three-pointer, no good. Rebound by Hajdukovic. Gets it over to Nichols as she comes across the timeline. Hands it off to Shipman. Feeds it to Nichols down at the right baseline. Back out to Shipman. Wide open three. She hit it! Sierra Shipman. She's got 14 points. 4 of them on 4 three-pointers. Account for 12 of those. That's Warner with the ball. She feeds it over to the left side. They get it down underneath. That time to Burr. Shot was partially blocked. Back out to Warner. Long three, no good. Rebound chased down by Acker. Gets it over to Nichols up across the timeline. Over to Hurlburt. She launches a three. It rims around, comes off. Rebound being batted around. Coming out of there is Warner for the Warriors. Feeding it to Arcand on the left side, to Wood down in the left corner. Back out high to Arcand. Takes it between the circles. And then they get it over to Niles. Back out to Wood between the circles. Over to the right side now to Warner. Feeds it into the lane to Burr. Got tapped away by Hajdukovic. Ball's loose, out of bounds, and last touch by Shipman. We have some substitutions for the Vikings. Bovey and Sikora back into the lineup. Burback with the ball between the circles for the Warriors. Pass goes over to the left side. That's Lydia Burr. Back out high to Tara Niles. Feeding it to the top of the key. To Burback, she drives down the right side of the lane, no good. Rebound taken out, long lead pass to Bovey. She puts it up a little hard off the glass, and coming back with it are the Warriors. Taking it down along the baseline, putting it up, shots no good. Rebound being fought for, and we're going to jump ball, and the Vikings have the possession arrow. That was that long lead pass to Bovey that we're pretty used to seeing, but she was pretty well covered on that, so she ended up laying it a little hard off the glass. Nichols with the ball on the right side to Shipman. Shipman over to Sikora, back to Shipman. She puts it up off the glass, no good. She got crashed into trying to get the rebound. Nichols got the board though, and coming away with it are the Warriors. Long pass down the floor to Arcand on the left side. She hands it out to Niles and then down into the corner to Burback. Spins along the left baseline, puts it up, no good. Put back shot by Burr is no good. And the put back that time by the other Burr is no good. And finally the rebound taken down by the Vikings. Shipman gets it over to Nichols. Nichols dribbles it over to the right side. Now coming back toward the lane, stops at the free throw line to Shipman on the left. Puts up the three, shot's no good. Rebound taken down by Tara Niles for the Warriors. 2:36 to go in the first half. And down the floor come the Warriors. Burback with it. She gets it out to the top of the key to Nora Burr. Then over to the right side, that's Tara Niles. Out to Lydia Burr. And we have a whistle and a double dribble being called. (31-11), Vikings on top. Coming up on 2:10 remaining. Vikings feed it into the forecourt. Nichols with a three. It's off the iron, no good. Rebound tapped out of bounds by Sikora, and it will be Warrior ball. Burbeck to inbound. She feeds it into Taryn Niles, coming up the right side. She goes down to a knee, ball gets taken away. Long lead pass to Bovey, she lays it up, that one's in. 8 points for Jordan Bovey. And down the floor, putting it up, we have a whistle and a foul, and I think we're going to get Sikora. Nope. Foul's on Shipman. First foul on Shipman. Minute 40 remaining. That's the 6th team foul on the Vikings. So this will be the last time in the first half that the Warriors have to inbound the ball. Pass comes in, stolen right away by Shipman. Feeding it down to Bovey. She lays it up, it's good, and she drew the harm. And so the foul, waiting for them to put it up on the scoreboard. And they didn't. Free throw's good. Ball's on the right side. Wood has it, takes it to the edge of the lane, gets it out to Warner. Warner takes it down the right side, gets it to Burbeck, drives into the lane, puts the shot up, rolls around on the rim, no good. Nichols fighting hard for the rebound. It's going to be a jump ball. Possession arrow in favor of the Warriors. Minute 12 remaining in the half. Ball comes in to Arcand, or then over to the left side to Burbeck, and she did a double dribble. That foul was on Addie Warner, the one that we didn't see right away. Nichols with the ball. Over to Bovey, back to Nichols, then over to the right side to Shipman. Left side to Bovey, launches a three. No! And the rebound taken down by Wood. She hands it off to Burbeck, who comes across the timeline. She's between the circles. Under a minute to go. Warner with the ball, feeds it down underneath. Ball gets knocked away by Shipman. She has it, and they come back down the floor with coming up on 30 seconds to go. Bovey with it, high, wide, and right. Feeds it over to between the circles to Widener, then to Shipman, and we're going to get a whistle and a blocking foul being called on Natalie Arcand. That's the 4th foul on the Warriors. Ball comes into Nichols, out in the center circle. Back over to the left side to Shipman, back to Nichols. 10 seconds remaining in the half. Nichols has it over to Shipman. They feed it over to Sikora, three-pointer off the rim, no good. Rebound taken down by the Warrior, long shot. It's going to come up short, and we have reached halftime. So the score at halftime is Vikings 36 and the Warriors 11. And we will have Viking halftime coming up in just a moment. You're tuned to Viking basketball on NLWN-TV.
Midwest Environmental Consultants, your partner and guide. From soil testing to landscapes, they cover it all. Lawn care and beauty, they're ready to call. With expertise in the ground, they'll analyze what's there. Call 608-468-2067 and let's get started. You deserve the best. Bridges of tomorrow standing proud and tall for pedestrians and bicycles welcoming home. Snowmobiles racing under the winter's bright sky. Anderson Bridges, where dreams never die. Family owned, with a heart that's sincere. Building pathways to
banking that works better for you. Dairy State Bank has everything from free checking to money market accounts. Bank on the go with mobile banking and other e-services like mobile deposit and bill pay, while still enjoying personal customer service whenever you need it. We're a community bank. We're your neighbors, committed to building a stronger community. Visit dairystatebank.com today.
Elmo's daddy taught him that when he has a big feeling like being frustrated, humming a song can help you feel better. We all have big feelings, and we are all here for one another. Love your mind.
Time now for Viking Halftime, with today's Viking profile and other halftime entertainment. That's coming up right after this.
Dear moms and dads, what you have achieved here today is going to help us and our futures. It is why we are coming up on stage to collect your diplomas.
You know it's true.
Mom, we love you always.
Everything I do.
When you graduate, they graduate. Visit finishyourdiploma.org to find free and supportive adult education centers near you.
Time now for Viking Profile, where we take a closer look at one of the Colfax Viking players. And now, Viking Profile.
Today on Viking Profile, we're talking with Layla Hurlburt, who is a senior here at Colfax High School. And Layla, we know that you play basketball, but are you involved in any other activities at school?
Yeah, I play volleyball and I'm in forensics and FFA.
Okay, very good. So when did you start playing basketball and what kind of an experience have you had?
I think about third grade. I've always really liked it. It's definitely my favorite.
Okay. So what's the most important thing you've learned playing basketball?
Team chemistry, I'd say. Just getting along with your teammates, it goes a long way.
And every once in a while, that can be a challenge.
It can.
Sometimes you have to swallow a little pride.
Yeah, sometimes they push my buttons.
And you never push them back?
No, never.
No, never. Okay. We have a few signature questions. Pie, ice cream, cake, or cookies?
I prefer the whipped cream on the pie.
Okay, the whipped cream on the pie. Mm-hmm. So in other words, a pumpkin pie is just an excuse for eating more whipped cream.
I just like the whipped cream.
Okay. Burgers, brats, or hot dogs?
I would say brats.
What do you want in that brat?
Everything.
Put it all on.
Yes.
Okay. Favorite color and why?
I'd say self-tan orange.
Okay. If you could have a superpower, what do you think that might be?
I would say being able to be awake forever, like never sleeping, never feeling tired.
Okay. All right. Now, if you had that insomniac superpower, you need to have a superhero name to go with that. So what's Layla's superhero name?
I'd say Lit Layla.
That one works. That really works. Lit Layla. All right. Your favorite NBA or WNBA team?
The Bucks.
Okay. How about your favorite college team?
Oh, I don't know. I like a lot of them, like Badgers. I like Duke a lot too.
Okay. All right. Now, if you could sit down and pick the brain of a sports personality from any time in history, who would that be and why?
Ooh, it's hard, but I'd probably say Jan Bovie.
Okay. All right. Okay. He might thank you for that later.
Yeah. He's a really good athlete, and I know he had a good history in Chippewa.
Okay. We're talking with Layla Hurlburt today on Viking Profile. And Layla, what are your plans for after high school?
I'm going to go to CVTC for the first 2 years, and then I'm going to go over to Eau Claire. I plan on being probably a world history teacher, but I may end up doing something with like communications, like journalism. We'll see, though. I'm not sure.
Okay. How about a shout out to the family?
Shout out to my cat Gina and to my parents and my boyfriend Eli.
I think that's the first cat shout out we've ever had.
Well, she's a really good cat, and I think she deserves it.
Okay, all right. And so when people come to watch Viking games, where are we going to find you on the floor?
I tend to hang out by the three-point line. We'll see, though. I kind of go where the wind takes me. I tend to wander.
Okay. We want to thank Layla Hurlbert for joining us today on Viking Profile. Coming up next, more Viking Halftime.
You've been listening to Viking Profile. This has been a presentation of the Northern Light Webcasting Network.
Love is a lesson that doesn't end. It knows no conditions, so you better buckle in. Love keeps you on your toes. It never stops, only grows. Love isn't easy, it's a commitment, especially when they're being their most resistant. Love is finding the right seat so you can take a breath. But remember, love isn't lax, it always double checks. Check that your kids are in the right seat at nhtsa.gov/the right seat.
Temptations facing young people today, like electronic cigarettes and skateboarding. Each vape pod can contain the same amount of nicotine as a pack of cigarettes. This can lead today's youth to a lifelong addiction and severe lung damage. Recall and consider the facts before making a poor decision.
The health class film guy isn't the best person to talk to your kid about vaping.
Got a few minutes?
You are. Start the conversation with your child about vaping today.
You've been tuned to Viking Halftime. Stay tuned. Coming up next is second half action of today's Viking basketball game.
And welcome back to Clear Lake High School, where the Vikings have a 36-11 lead over the Clear Lake Warriors in the final game of the regular season for the 2025-2026 basketball season. Taking a look at the numbers from the first half for the Clear Lake Warriors, they had two girls do the scoring. Taryn Niles had 8 points. She had a pair of field goals, a three-pointer, and went 1 for 2 from the line. Alyssa Burback had 3 points, and that was all from the free throw line. She went 3 for 4, so a total of 11 points. For the Vikings, Jordan Bovey had 5 field goals and a free throw for 11 points. Sierra Shipman had the hot hand, 4 3-pointers and a field goal for 14 points. Lyric Nichols had 9 points on 2 3-pointers, a field goal, and 1 for 2 from the line. And Clara Hajdukovic had a field goal for 2 points. 36-11 is our halftime score. Like I said, this is the final game of the season for the Vikings for the regular season, trying to move their record to 20-4 overall and an unbeaten 16-0 Dunn-St. Croix Conference record. And Jordan Bovey on the Jordan Bovey watch needed 22 tonight to go over the 1,000-point mark. Well, she's halfway there at halftime, so she's right on schedule. We're going to take a brief time out, get a word or two from our sponsors as you're tuned to Viking basketball on NLWN-TV.
Get in touch with the roots of the Chippewa Valley at the Chippewa Valley Museum, located in Eau Claire's Carson Park, with a mission of connecting people to their community and inspire curiosity. From reinventing the Chippewa Valley, a century of change in farm life, the Farmhouse Theater, along with the Wisconsin Logging Museum and Logging Camp. Also, the Chippewa Valley Museum features special temporary exhibits and traveling exhibits, as well as web exhibits. The Chippewa Valley Museum is open Tuesdays through Saturdays. Call for more information at 715-834-7871.
If you've been looking for a chance to maybe pick up a tattoo, or you've always wanted to try your hand at sourdough bread making, or maybe you just want to listen to some music and a Grammy-nominated artist would be just what the doctor ordered, well then, February 28th, go to the Chippewa Valley Museum. It's the annual Folk Arts Festival. You could do all of that in one afternoon. Give the Chippewa Valley Museum a call for more information, 715-834-7871.
Mom's Restaurant and Pub in Colfax has just what you need when you have that craving for a home-cooked meal the way Mom used to make it. Mom's is open from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. daily and until 9 on Fridays with a complete breakfast menu. Lunch includes sandwiches, salads, wraps, and burgers, along with Mom's comfort food favorites, and don't forget dinner on Fridays with Mom's famous fish fry. The coffee always hot, the breakfast always delicious, and lunch puts a smile on your face. 225 Bremer Avenue, Colfax. Call 715-962-4617. That's Mom's Restaurant and Pub in Colfax.
And we're back here at Clear Lake High School. Rick Olson along with Jason Nichols on the camera. John Fellon's keeping the numbers for us. And we're getting ready for second half action of tonight's game between the Colfax Vikings and the Clear Lake Warriors. JV game today, the Colfax junior varsity defeated Clear Lake 49-31. And in boys action over in Boyceville, the Vikings defeated the Boyceville Bulldogs 75-53. That pushes their record overall to 15-5, and they are 11-3 in the Dunn-St. Croix Conference. And that should help them secure the #1 seed in their half of the sectional, which will mean at least one and maybe more home games for the Viking boys. And the ball comes into Jordan Bovey as we're underway in the second half. Vikings now moving from left to right. Gives it off to Nichols, puts up the three, and she hit it. Lyric Nichols with a three. 39-11. Ball comes over to the near side. That's Niles. Feeds it down into the lane to Wood. Back out to Niles inside the arc. Shot's no good. And Nichols comes away with the rebound. Feeds it down to Bovey. Thought about a three, didn't do it. Sikora puts one up. She hit the three. Bryn Sikora with a three-pointer. Coming over the timeline is Arcan. Gets it over to the left side to Burback. Lost the handle, gets it out to Wood. Over to the left side now to Arcan. And she shuffled her feet before she put the ball on the floor. She took a little hop. She was totally unaware that she had done that. She looked over at the official like, what do you mean? And yep. So Bovey across the timeline for the Vikings. Feeds it over to the right side to Sikora. Tries to feed it to Bovey on the give and go, and the ball got knocked loose, and the Warriors come down the floor. Arcand with the ball between the circles. Feeds it over to the right side, and that's Taryn Niles getting it back out to Wood, to Arcand. Arcand at the top of the key, hands it off to Burr, and then they give it over to Burback, who puts the shot up. It's no good. Ball gets tipped around, out of bounds. It'll be Viking ball. Alyssa Burback kind of went hard into the padding at the end of the floor. No worse for wear. Bovey feeds it over to Shipman on the right side. Gets it out to Sikora. Tries to feed it down underneath to Hajdukovic. Out to Sikora, puts up the shot off the side of the iron. It's no good and out of bounds. It'll be the Warriors' ball, and they get it into Natalie Arcand. Gets it over to the right side. That's Taryn Niles to the free throw line. Back out to the top of the key. That's Violet Wood. Down underneath. Shot goes up. No good by Arcand. She got the ball back. Ball got knocked loose, and they got Hajdukovic. She knocked the ball out of the hands, but got the hand at the same time. So Natalie Arcand at the line. Shot goes up. It's good. 42-12, Vikings by 30. Second shot's up off the iron, no good. Ball comes out to Bovey. Bovey at the top of the key, down the right side to Shipman. Puts up the three, no. It's a little bit short. Hajdukovic with the rebound, got it over to Nichols. She lays it off the glass and in. 14 points for Lyric Nichols. And we're going to get a timeout on the floor by the Clear Lake Warriors. 44-12, Vikings on top, 15-27, and you're tuned to Viking basketball on NLWN-TV.
Menominee Eye and Optical can help you see the world for the beautiful place it is. Doctors Nicholas and Marianne Comro provide comprehensive and emergency eye care for all, including pediatric and special needs patients. Whether it's examination for glasses to cataract or LASIK care, or diagnosis and management of macular degeneration, and so much more. In addition, Menominee Eye and Optical's experienced opticians will help guide you to the highest quality eyewear for the best value. That's Menominee Eye and Optical, 520 Wilson Avenue in Menominee, where they specialize in quality personalized care for you and your family.
44-12, Vikings on top, 15-27 to go in the game. Warriors going to inbound the ball after that timeout. Ball comes in to Niles, top of the key, feeds it over to Arcand, back out to Wood at the top of the key. Gets it over to Burbeck. Burbeck on the dribble, takes it to the free throw line. Now over to the right side of the lane. Comes down along the baseline. Ball got knocked loose. Vikings come away with it. And down the floor comes Sikora. Stops at the top of the key. Gets it over to Shipman. Puts up a three. That one's a little wide of the mark, and it goes out of bounds. It will be Warrior ball. So Addie Warner to inbound the ball for the Warriors. Gets it into Arcand, right through the center circle. To Wood. Then over to Niles. To Warner, and then to Arcand. Shot goes up. That was by Niles. It was no good. Rebound taken down by Hajdukovic, but she stepped on the end line while turning around. Checking in for the Vikings are Hurlbert, Widener, and Acker. Pass comes in underneath, shot goes up, it's no good, and getting fouled on the way up was Brooklyn Telejohn. And that's Bovey with the foul. Third foul on Jordan Bovey. Free throws up, it's no good. Second shot on the way. That one's off the back of the iron. Putback shot is up, and that one goes in. That was by Niles. And that's 10 points for Niles. Hurlbert with the ball on the left side, feeds it to the free throw line to Hajdukovic. To Bovey on the right side, goes down to the baseline, stops, gets it back out to Widener. Widener taking it over and hands it off to Bovey, gets it over to Hurlbert. Hurlbert back out to Bovey, setting things back up. To Widener on the right. To Hurlbert underneath on the left, or on the right side. She tries to pass it, got blocked by Arcand, and Warner has the ball, puts the shot up, it's no good. Rebound, chased down by Bovey. 13:36 to go. Bovey across the timeline. Over to Hajdukovic. And then to Hurlbert, three-pointer. She hit the three. Layla Hurlbert with the three-pointer. That was our halftime profile guest. Addie Warner with it. Gets it over to Taryn Niles, and then over to Violet Wood, puts it up no good. Brooklyn Telejohn with the rebound. Ball goes out of bounds. It'll be Viking ball. Checking in is Addison Kobernick for the Warriors. Vikings up by 33. Ball goes over to Widener and then to Acker, back out to Bovey. Bovey directing traffic. Widener comes out high on the left side. Widener with the ball. Stops her dribble, gets it over to Bovey. Bovey to Widener. Feeding it into the lane to Hajdukovic. Tried to get it to Bovey and tipped, and the Warriors come away with it. Kobernick has the ball high, wide, and left. Takes it over to the right side, hands it off to Arcand. Puts up the shot from the free throw line, no good. Hajdukovic with the rebound, and she got fouled by Telejohn. Oh, it falls on Arcand. That surprised me because Telejohn just about decapitated Hajdukovic. But they said it was on Arcand, so okay. Bovey with the ball to Shipman. They work it around. Nichols has it on the baseline. Ball got knocked down, and they get it back out. Three-point shot off the iron, no good by Bovey. Rebound taken down by Nichols. She tries to feed it to Bovey, cutting into the lane, and just a little bit too much traffic that time. Ball went out of bounds off the Warriors. Acker to inbound. She feeds it into Nichols, tries to feed it to Bovey, but it was a little bit behind her. Ball comes down to Niles. Niles feeds it into the lane, and it's out of bounds. It'll be off the Vikings, and so the Warriors will get it. 11:43. Vikings been stuck on 47 for a while. Ball comes into Kobernick, then down into the corner to Arcand, three-pointer. She hit the three. Natalie Arcand with the three-pointer. Cuts the Viking lead to 30. Bovey feeds it over to Shipman. To Nichols, three-pointer from the corner. She hit the three. Lyric Nichols with 17 on the night. Warner with the ball. Hands it off to Arcand. Takes it over to the right side. Feed it back over to Warner on the left. Warner launches a three. It's off the backboard. No good. Bovey with the rebound. She brings it down the floor. Feeds it down to the left side to Nichols. Back out to Bovey. Over to Shipman. To Sikora. To Nichols. Feeds it underneath to Sikora, who lays it up and in. A real nice pass that time by Lyric Nichols, finding Sikora breaking through the lane, and they made it pay 52-17. And taking the ball away is Bovey. She's on a solo flight. She got fouled. She was laying it up. She took a little too much time. Natalie Arcand got her from behind. So Bovey will go to the line for two. It's the third foul on Arcand, second team foul. First shot's up and good. Several substitutions coming in for the Warriors. Second shot, nothing but net. 54-17. 37-point lead for the Vikings. Ball's at the top of the key. Telejohn with it. Feeds it over to the right side, and Burbach puts the shot up, no good. Rebound hauled out of there by Acker. Feeds it forward to Bovey. Bovey on the dribble down the right side. Feeds it back out to the top of the key to Acker, over to the left side to Shipman. Three-pointer on the way, no good. Rebound taken down by Acker to Bovey, and a three. That's 16 points for Bovey. And down the floor come the Warriors. Burbach feeds it off to Lydia Burr. They get it out to Telejohn. And then over to Burbach. Burbach launches a three. She hit the three. 57-20. Vikings still up by 37. Bovey with the ball across the timeline. Gets it to Nichols. Nichols checking things out, gets it over to Bovey on the left, back to Nichols, then over towards Acker, but the ball got taken away by Burbach. She puts it up, and it went in, and we're going to get a foul on Nichols. Nichols got her with the body as she put that shot up. That's one of the lessons for Nichols to learn tonight. If you're running with them, you're going to commit a foul. You got to get out ahead. Burbach with the shot up. It's no good. Rebound taken down by the Warriors. Shot goes up, no good. Burbach puts up another one. That one was blocked by Nichols, and it went out of bounds. It'll be Warriors ball. Pass comes in. Putting the shot up was Burr, and she got fouled right away. That's a foul on Addie Acker. That'll be her first, and it will be the fourth team foul on the Vikings. Nora Burr at the line for two. First shot is up. It's no good. And the second shot. It's on the way. That one's good. 57-23. Vikings on top. Shipman over to Bovey from the corner. Shot's no good. Acker with the rebound. Gets it out to Nichols. Puts up a three. No. Rebound taken down by the Warriors, and down the floor they come. This is Burback on the dribble. She's between the circles, backs out into the center circle. Feeds it over to the right side. That's Kobernick. Down underneath, and the ball gets taken away by the Vikings. Nichols across the timeline. Feeds it over to Shipman on the right side. Takes it down the lane, feeds it underneath. Then back out to Sikora, puts up the shot, no good. Rebound taken down by Bovey, and we're going to get a whistle on the floor. That foul is going to be on Lydia Burr. That's the first foul on Burr. Third foul on the Warriors. With 8:03 to go, Vikings to inbound. Addie Acker to throw it in. Feeds it, intercepted by the Warriors. Feeding it down to Arcand, and the ball got tipped. It goes out of bounds off the Vikings. And we have some substitutions coming in for the Vikings. Hajdukovic, Hurlbert, and Widener checking in. Pass comes out to Niles. Shots up no good. Rebound by Burbeck. She feeds it out to Niles. Niles has the ball taken away, and the Vikings come down the floor. Bovey on the dribble on the right side. She's high, wide, and right. Feeds it over to Widener on the left. Widener, free throw line extended left to Hurlbert from the left corner, off the front of the iron, no good. And coming down the floor come the Warriors. To Niles, and then to Warner, and we have a whistle and a foul. Fouls on Hajdukovic. That was Nora Burr that was trying to dribble and kind of ran over the feet of Hajdukovic. Pass comes in to Burr, and it gets knocked out of bounds off of Burr, and it will be Viking ball. Widener tosses it into Bovey. 7:20 to go. Over to Hurlbert. To Acker. To Widener. To Bovey out high. She backs out. To Acker. Then down to the baseline by Widener. To Hajdukovic, high, wide, and left. Then to Bovey, puts up the three. No, rebound taken down by Burback, and she hit the floor hard. Vikings have the ball. Bovey with it, puts the shot up. It rims around and off, and it's out of bounds, and it's off of Hajdukovic. (57-23). Vikings on top. Coming up on 6.5 to go. Warriors with the ball between the circles. That's Lydia Burr. Feeds it to Arcand, and then down underneath. Ball gets tipped away and off of Hajdukovic. So it's going to be Warrior ball. Burbeck to inbound. Gets it into Arcand. Arcand takes it to the side of the lane, puts it up, no good. Gets her own rebound, puts it back up and in. Natalie Arcand with 6 points tonight. Bovey gets it over to Widener. Between the circles. Takes it over to the right side to Bovey on the right wing. Back out high to Acker. And then over to the left side to Widener. To Hajdukovic, high, wide, and left. To Widener from the left wing, puts it up, bounces off the rim, no good. Rebound tied up underneath, We're going to get a jump ball called and possession arrow in favor of the Warriors. Checking in is Raina Keltner, also Sophie Huziga, and also checking in was Ari Hoffman. Warriors with the ball. 5.5 minutes remaining. Burbeck with the ball. Feeds it down to Wood. Back out to Burbeck, but it gets taken away by Bovey, and we get a jump ball called. Vikings will get possession. Widener sends it into Bovey. Bovey across the timeline. Feeding it over to the left side, and then they try to feed it into the lane. Widener did, but it got knocked down by the Warriors. Down the floor they come. This is Warner with it. Feeds it over to the left side to Burbeck. Burbeck between the circles. Over to Warner on the right. Out high to Wood. She's between the circles over to the left side to Burbeck. She tries to put it up. Got foul going up. And that foul is going to be on Sophie Huziga. That's the 6th foul on the Vikings. So the Warriors will be in the bonus from this point on. The shot is on the way. It's good. By Alyssa Burbeck. And the second shot. On the way. And it's off the back of the air, no good. Coming down with it is Huziga, and we're going to get a travel. She pivoted on one foot and then pivoted on the other, and last time I checked, you can't do that. So the Warriors going to have the ball. 4:44 remaining, and we're going to get a timeout on the floor. Vikings on top, 57-26. You're tuned to Viking basketball on NLWN-TV.
Dreaming of building a new home or cabin? Dairy State Bank construction loans are more flexible than most. If you're still looking for that perfect spot, we offer lot and land financing. Our mortgage lenders get to know you so they can recommend the best financing plan for you. Call, stop in, or visit our online mortgage center to explore options. Let's turn that dream into reality.
Midwest Environmental Consultants, your partner and guide. From soil testing to landscapes, they cover it all. Lawn care and beauty, they're ready to call. With expertise in the ground, they'll analyze what's there. Call 608-468-2067 and let's get started. You deserve the best.
Warriors have the ball over on the right side. It's Niles with it, feeds it over to the left side. It's Adriana Anderson with it. She takes it back out high. Over to the right side, that's Niles. Niles gets it out to Wood. Wood launches a three, rims around and off, no good. Telejohn with the putback, and she got it to go. And down the floor comes Bovey. Bovey takes it in the lane. Thought about taking the shot. Gets it out to Keltner. Keltner to the free throw line. Feeds it out to Huziga. Shot goes up. It's no good. And down the floor come the Warriors. They feed it to Wood underneath. She lays it up and in. Bovey with the ball. Takes it into the lane. Spins. Stops. Puts it up. And in it goes. That's 18 points now for Jordan Bovey. She's 4 away from 1,000. 3:16 to go. Niles with it. Gets it over to Cameron Kress. Shot goes up, it's no good. That was a shot by Taryn Niles, and we get a whistle and a foul. And the foul is going to be on Sophie Huziga. And the free throws up and in. No. John says no, it wasn't. And I took my eyes off the scoreboard for a second, so 59-30. Second shot is on the way. I was just ahead of myself because that one went in. Tara Niles with the free throw. And the Vikings bring the ball down the floor. Bovey on the dribble. 3 minutes remaining. Bovey takes it into the lane, stops. Gets it down onto the baseline, gives it to Bovey. She lays it up and in! Jordan Bovey with 20. Down the floor come the Warriors. They feed it over to the right side. That's Carla Kress. They get it out to the top of the key. Telejohn coming away with it is Keltner. Gets it to Bovey. Bovey feeds it down into the corner. That's Kendall Acker. And back out high. And they get it to Bovey. She drives it to the elbow. Back out to Acker. Acker hands it off to Bjork. Or no, check that. That's Bjork. That's Seehafer. And jump ball, possession arrow in favor of the Warriors. So Adriana Anderson with the dribble through the center circle. Coming up on 2 minutes to go. And she took an extra step. That was Cameron Kress trying to drive, and she was going to pass it off. Thought about passing it off at the last second and dragged the pivot foot. And we're going to get some substitutions coming in. Lillian Wood and Haley Gilbertson are checking in. Inbounding the ball is Kenley Bjork for the Vikings. And Bovey has it. Takes it to the top of the key, to the free throw line. Hands it off, and then they get it to Keltner. Keltner out to Bovey. Takes it into the lane. She puts it up. It doesn't go down. Put-back shot is up, no good. Rebound taken down by the Warriors. About a minute and a half remaining. Anderson with it, down to the baseline. Feeds it out, and ball gets tipped out. It's off of Bjork. So it'll be Warriors ball. Cameron Kress to inbound. And she gets it in to Carly Kress. She gets tied up at the top of the key. Gets it out to Haley Gilbertson. Gilbertson with the ball. It got knocked loose. Coming out of there is Anderson. Anderson high, wide, and right. Cross court pass. Shot goes up. No good. Rebound taken down by the Vikings. Bjork with the ball. Over to Bovey. Bovey at the top of the key. Takes it into the lane. Lost the handle. Got it back again. Under a minute. Bovey, baseline jumper. It's good! Jordan Bovey just got her 1,000th career point. 1,000 points for Jordan Bovey. And, of course, we have a timeout by the Vikings to recognize Jordan Bovey. And a hug from Coach Serrar as Jordan Bovey gets congratulated by the team. And she was really glad to get that 1,000th point before tournament play started. Get that pressure off her back. 63-31, 24 seconds remaining. We're in running time. Well, no, that was timeout time. So here we go. 46 seconds remaining. They feed it over to the far side. That's Kress. That's Carly Kress. She gets it out to Lillian Wood. Then it's to Cameron Kress, and the ball got tipped out of bounds. It will remain with the Warriors with 29.4 seconds to go. The only thing in doubt now is the final score. Adriana Anderson gets it into Cameron Kress. They feed it in low. Ball gets knocked loose, and the Vikings get the ball, and they get it over to Seahaver. And she tries to bring it up the floor. She's being picked up by Anderson. Got it across the timeline. Got it out to Keltner in the center circle. To Huziga. High, wide, and right. She's just hanging on, and there's your final score. Vikings 63 and the Warriors 31. And we will have more about this one when we get to Viking postgame right after this timeout on NLWN-TV.
You have been tuned to Colfax Viking Girls Basketball on NLWN-TV.
Vikings rise! We're making our claim!
This copyrighted production of the Northern Light Webcasting Network in Colfax High School is intended for the viewing and listening pleasure of the tuned-in audience. Any broadcast, rebroadcast, or publication in any form or on any platform without the express written consent of the Northern Light Webcasting Network in Colfax High School is prohibited.
From inside and out, we're hitting those shots. Keep the winning spirit, give all we've got.
Stay tuned. Coming up next is Viking Post Game with a look back at today's Colfax Viking Girls Basketball game.
Together as one, we'll conquer it all.
Time now for Viking postgame, with a wrap-up of today's Colfax Viking Girls game. And now, Viking postgame.
And we're back here at Clear Lake High School. You see the Vikings getting their picture taken at the end of the gym as they have just completed an undefeated conference season in the Dunn-St. Croix Conference, and also celebrating Jordan Bovey on her 1,000th point of her career. And a big night for Viking basketball as they've wrapped up the regular season here in Clear Lake. We'll take a quick look here at the scoring as the Vikings came away with the 63-31 win. First of all, for the Clear Lake Warriors, leading the way, we have, let's see, Tara Niles had 11 points, 8 of those in the first half. Then she was followed by Alyssa Burback with 9. Natalie Arkand had 6. We have Brooklyn Telejohn with 2, Violet Wood with 2, and Nora Burr with 1 for a total of 31 points. For the Vikings, they were led tonight by none other than the 1,000-point scorer Jordan Bovey, who had 22 points, and the last 2 were the big ones. And she only had 3 of those points from the charity stripe. Made, let's see here, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 field goals, with 1 being a three-pointer, and she had 22 points. She was followed by Lyric Nichols, who also had a big night tonight with 17. Sierra Shipman had 14. They were all in the first half with 4 3-pointers and a regular 2-pointer. Then came Bryn Sikora with 5. Layla Hurlbert had 3, and Clara Hajdukovic had 2 for 63 points for the Vikings. 63-31. Vikings on top of the Clear Lake Warriors. And we will have one of the coaches up here right after they get done getting pictures taken. I suspect we'll have a coach coming up fairly quickly, and we will talk with them and get a wrap-up of tonight's game from their perspective. They're not done getting pictures done and getting things signed and everything, so we'll have that coming up in just a couple moments, and we'll take a quick time out as you're tuned to Viking basketball on NLWN-TV.
Colfax Vikings, we wear that crown.
NLWN-2 is proud to present Colfax High School Boys Basketball. Our next game will be on Monday, February 23rd, when the Vikings travel to Mondovi to make up their game with the Buffaloes. Live coverage on NLWN-2 begins with Viking pregame at 6:45 p.m. with live play-by-play to follow. That's live Colfax Viking Boys Basketball on NLWN-2 on Monday, February 23rd.
NLWN-TV is excited to once again bring you Colfax Viking Baseball. Our first game will be on Friday, April 10th, when the Vikings take on the Elmwood Palm City Wolves from Colfax High School. Our coverage begins with the In the Dugout show beginning at 4:40 p.m. That's Colfax Viking Baseball on Friday, April 10th on NLWN-TV.
Even though it's winter, baseball is just around the corner. And the Northern Light Webcasting Network is excited to bring you Colfax High School Baseball, followed by Eau Claire Cavalier Baseball. So stick with us all spring and summer long for America's game on the Northern Light Webcasting Network.
And we're back here at Clear Lake High School talking with Coach Kittleson. Big night tonight. Lots of things to celebrate tonight.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah,
and well, let me get you turned up here so we can hear you.
Okay.
You've got important things to say.
Right.
All right. So we have the Vikings winning the game. That's the biggest thing.
It is.
Undefeated conference season, conference champions.
Yeah.
That gets pretty nice. And then
Definitely.
There's frosting on the cake.
There is.
Tell us about that.
Yeah, Jordan, great player, just great role model. To get your 1,000th point, that's pretty impressive. She puts in a lot of time, and it's nice she got it. It's nice she got it. We can, move on and just continue to do what we do.
And focus on the regional play that's coming up. You don't have that hanging over the top, but it's still really worth celebrating.
Absolutely.
And hats off to the nice folks here at Clear Lake for recognizing her as they did.
Yes, for sure. Yeah.
And,
great night.
Well, because everybody knows these are high school kids and they're playing hard, and so she deserves every bit of the recognition. And her leadership, because there was a lot of doubt whether she was going to end up getting it. But
you
there were
had
plenty
doubt? I never
there
doubted.
was plenty of times that she had chances to take shots and chose not to because there were better shots for the team.
Yep,
and
exactly.
So she's always been a team player.
She is, yep.
So, got to work on a lot of things tonight.
We did. Yeah, that's always nice when you can do that. We shot really well, especially first half. That was nice to see. Proud of all of them. The JV played a great game.
Sierra Shipman?
Yes.
She was on fire in that first half.
She was on fire. Yeah, it was great. Great to see.
And, I almost lost my voice on that with 4 threes, bang, 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 like that.
Yes, for sure. Yep.
So, okay, now you guys get a bye in the regionals.
We do.
Part of the joys of being the number 1 seed,
Yep.
which gives the girls a chance to get a bit of a break a
Yep.
little bit. You're going to be facing Unity or Phillips.
Right.
How different are they? Do you have any clue what to prepare for?
You know, we don't quite yet. You know, this week we'll spend some time looking at film on both of them. Yes, you know, we are big into scout and looking at what other teams do, but, you know, most of all, we just got to continue to do what we do for Colfax basketball and play our game. And
so you got a few days to work on your stuff.
We do, yep.
And not worry about the other colored shirts.
Yes. Yep, for sure.
And that's going to be, let's hope, the first of a couple at Colfax.
Yes, we hope so. Yeah.
All right. Well, congratulations on the 63-31 victory, and we will have more of Viking postgame right after this timeout on NLWN-TV.
In November of 2018, our daughter Jana passed away. The outpouring of support was unbelievable. Support that we received inspired us to start a foundation called the Jana Kelly Memorial Foundation. And through that foundation,
we've given back in a lot of different ways, through projects, through different other charities that we've supported. We like to help Humane Association, and the Ronald McDonald House is something that's very near and dear to us. We've also recently, this last year, we actually built a tiny house. It's really exciting to be able to give back in different ways.
to learn more or to help financially, find us on Facebook or www.janakelly.com.
And we're back here at Clear Lake High School, where the Vikings came out on top of the Clear Lake Warriors 63-31. Vikings complete an undefeated conference season, 16-0. So they have upped their conference record. I've got it here somewhere. Yeah, there we go. They are 20-4 overall, 16-0 in the Dunn-St. Croix. And next up for the Vikings are the WIAA regional semifinals at Colfax, and it will be against either the Phillips Loggers or the Unity Eagles. So that'll be coming up on Friday. I believe it's Friday. Yeah. Thursday.
Because then the regional final would be on.
I think it's Friday, Saturday. But I'm not positive about that.
I think it's Thursday.
Actually, well, it's the 27th, whatever day that is. So it's okay. I want to remind you. Oh, here we go. It is Thursday. They're taking on the winner between Phillips and Unity, and that will be held in Colfax. Don't forget, you can join us here on the Northern Light Webcasting Network on NLWN-2 on Monday night, with the Viking boys are traveling down to Mondovi to make up their game with the Mondovi Buffaloes in a Dunn-St. Croix contest. Viking pregame starts at 6:45, live play-by-play to follow. That's Viking boys basketball Monday on NLWN2. Also coming up this weekend on Sunday is the annual FFA Toy Show being held in the Colfax High School gym. If you have an interest in ag toys, stop by the toy show. It is a sight to behold. Also, there will be no school at Colfax tomorrow. That's as a result of parent-teacher conferences. The teachers get a day off from those extra hours that they spend at teacher conferences. And so that's tomorrow, no school at the Colfax school. Also, I want to remind you that tonight's Colfax High School basketball game is brought to you by Dairy State Bank, where they're banking on relationships. Midwest Environmental Consultants, soil testers for Western Wisconsin. Anderson Bridges, who have been manufacturing prefabricated steel truss bridges since 1989. Slayton's Technology, the IT provider for the Northern Light Webcasting Network. Menominee Eye and Optical, with quality personalized care for you and your family. Mom's Restaurant and Pub in Colfax, comfort food the way Mom used to make it. And the Chippewa Valley Museum, where you can get in touch with the roots of the valley, right there in Carson Park in Eau Claire. So be sure to thank these fine sponsors for bringing you Colfax Viking basketball on NLWN. NLWN-TV. So for Jason Nichols on the camera and John Fellons keeping the numbers for us, this is Rick Olson. That final score once again, Vikings 63, Clear Lake Warriors 31. You've been tuned to Viking Postgame on NLWN-TV.
You've been listening to Viking Postgame, a wrap-up of today's Colfax Viking Girls game. You can catch Colfax Vikings games by tuning in to any of the Northern Light Webcasting Network outlets. This has been a production of the Northern Light Webcasting Network.
In the heart of the court, where we show our might, Colfax High School, we're ready to ignite. Viking girls with a passion, fierce as a flame. Every dribble, every hustle, we're playing for fame. With red and white pride, hear the crowd roar.